This is Greater MSP Business with Cindy Brucato, presented by U.S. Bank.
Hello everyone and welcome to Greater MSP Business. Our region has scored a hat trick in the competition for major sporting events. Today we'll get the inside track on the 2018 Super Bowl, the 2016 Ryder Cup of Golf, and Major League Baseball's 2014 All-Star Game on Tuesday. The All-Star Game brings in 160,000 fans, $75 million in business, and a priceless boost in our region's reputation. So we went out to Target Field for a closer look before game day. For the last 2 years, the Minnesota Twins have had an extra serving on home plate at Target Field. Preparations for the 2014 All-Star Game, the third All-Star Game the Twins have hosted and the first at Target Field. Expectations are high for a great event and for a jolt to the economy. And we're here at Target Field with Twins President Dave St. Peter. Dave, thanks so much for joining us today. First question, why were the Minnesota Twins, why was Target Field chosen for this year's Major League All-Star Game?
Well, first and foremost, it's great to have you here, and it's an honor for the Twins in our state to be hosting the All-Star Game. The talks about an All-Star Game in Minnesota really go back to the process around a new ballpark in Minnesota. We had certainly made it known to Commissioner Seelig and others within baseball that once successful with a new ballpark, we would have a lot of interest in hosting a Major League Baseball All-Star Game. We haven't had one here since 1985. Clearly, the game has expanded greatly in terms of the activities around it, and we thought this community was deserving. So we began a formal bid process shortly once the ballpark was approved and opened in 2010. And if we were still playing in the Metrodome, if the Metrodome was still around, I don't think the All-Star Game was going to come to Minnesota. This, in many ways, is a reward for this community, for their support of baseball over the many years, and clearly the creation of Target Field provides an incredible showcase, not just for Twins baseball, but for Major League Baseball on an international stage.
So once you were awarded the game, how soon did you have to start preparations for the game?
Well, we've been working pretty feverishly really since the day that bid was approved by Major League Baseball. It's been about a 2-year process. We've had a lot of people within the Twins organization working very closely with Major League Baseball, really wearing multiple hats. An event of this magnitude requires a tremendous amount of coordination, certainly with the city of Minneapolis, with Hennepin County, with MnDOT, certainly with a lot of different private sector folks in terms of different venues within the community. And I think, at the end of the day, all that planning, all that coordination will pay off with a spectacular series of events celebrating Major League Baseball with the All-Star Game here in Minnesota.
I certainly understand the partnerships, the public partnerships with the city, with the county, but what about the private partnerships? Who is involved in that?
Clearly there's a number of different folks in association with Major League Baseball. We're really thrilled that Target Corporation has stepped up as a big way, really with the hopes of really underscoring the significance of the All-Star Game in Minnesota with a focus on education and teachers and a free public concert that'll take place a few nights before the game over at TCF Bank Stadium. Obviously, there's a lot of different places within the Twin Cities that are going to be showcase type locations, so whether that be places for hospitality, or ultimately even coordination with a lot of different business owners around things like the Red Carpet Parade or Fan Fest, things of that nature. It requires, events of this nature require really a series of partnerships and a lot of collaboration from a lot of different people. And I think people in this community understand the significance of events like this and what they mean to our brand as Minnesotans. And hopefully the All-Star Game, now coupled with the Super Bowl, a Final Four, this will really be the first of a series of these major events that will be coming to our market.
Were there any challenges that were particularly daunting or difficult for the Twins organization?
No, I wouldn't say there was anything that really tested us. There's certainly a discussion, and there's going to be some back and forth, and clearly the Twins in many ways are kind of the intermediary. A lot of this really goes on with Major League Baseball, which is their event, not the Twins event, and some of those local partners. Our job is to ultimately really be a local voice, to be in a position to help shape the event so that it's localized, that it has a Minnesota feel to it. And clearly we make a lot of recommendations in terms of the right partners to bring to the table. But at the end of the day, people in this market get events like this. And let's be honest, the All-Star Game it's a big deal to have here for your community, not just in the form of the economic impact, which will be upwards of $80 to $85 million in estimates, but really the international spotlight on Target Field, on downtown Minneapolis, on our state, on our region. You know, it's very difficult to quantify what that means over that 5-day period.
The economic boost that's projected, which I know is important in the arguments for stadiums like this that have received public subsidies, where does this economic boost get generated?
Well, you're going to see thousands and thousands of people come into the marketplace that wouldn't be here because they're coming from either other Major League Baseball communities, or it could be media, it could be corporate partners, people that will come and congregate in Minneapolis to be part of the All-Star Game festivities. And then beyond that, and it's easy to probably dispel economic impact, all those things. We could have that debate. Again, you really can't debate that there's a value relative to, again, the showcase of our city. And as much as I love the Super Bowl, and that's going to be great, but it's going to showcase our city at maybe the worst possible time, in the middle of winter. The great thing about the All-Star Game is we get to showcase Minneapolis at the best possible time, the middle of summer, which is really one of the great things why we all live here.
Who pays for the All-Star Game?
Well, Major League Baseball, really, it's their event, and they're ultimately going to be the ones that bring the budget, so to speak. But it also requires a commitment by the Twins. It requires a commitment by the host community. So City of Minneapolis certainly is playing a key role in it. Some other local units of government. At the end of the day, the fans play a key role in it because of certainly the ticket sales part of it and generates revenue. The other aspect of the All-Star Game that we're very proud of is the level of philanthropy. We think we'll have the biggest legacy giving program in the history of the All-Star Game here in 2014, with more than $8 million really being generated from proceeds around the game, and then coupled with contributions from the Pohlad Family Foundation and the Minnesota Twins Community Fund. Those $8 million will go into a variety of different organizations and capital projects, and we're very proud of that.
Around the greater MSP
By all
region.
means, by all means.
Is there any direct economic benefit to the Twins?
Very little. You know, we don't really make the money on this game. It's a Major League Baseball event. I suppose our benefit comes in hosting the event, the cachet that comes with having it at Target Field, and clearly there's a benefit for our season ticket holders and some of our corporate partners around, you know, their ability to access tickets and things of that nature. So that plays a key role, but it's very difficult to quantify a direct economic impact.
Thanks, Dave. Next, an all-star team of golfers is going to be coming to town. We'll take a look at preparations for the 2016 Ryder Cup.